I suppose I was never really introduced to the sport of polo because it was always just here. As kids, we had the ponies outside in the paddocks in front of the house in the winter, and in the summers we were driving down to lawns or Ambersham polo fields to watch the games, predominantly the Gold Cup with my family. So I suppose you could say it was always a part of our DNA. Even though I don't play polo anymore, it's very important for us to continue the traditions that we have on the estate. My grandfather reintroduced polo back into the country after the Second World War, where he lost his arm and played polo as a 5-goal polo player with one arm for many years after that. He lived here in this house, which is where I was brought up until I was 16, which is the beautiful Cowdray house. We moved out when I was 16 years old to move into a more fitting house for our family. We're all very passionate in my family, my siblings included, about Cowdray, the polo, which is a lot of the history behind the estate, and there's also, what the estate is known for globally, I suppose, and we're all very proud of that.
All the people that live in the area feel very passionate about it, I think. And obviously, but during the polo season, I think the population practically doubles, because so many players, the amount of people that are involved in the teams nowadays is quite enormous.
Growing up here, we've grown up alongside now some of the UK's leading British polo players. Jack Richardson, Tommy Beresford, just to name a couple. So that's been a great experience and still very close with them.
In the 1870s, organised sport just exploded in the UK. If you think back, Wimbledon in the 1870s had its first opening year. 200 people turned up. The Football Association had their FA Cup a few years later. Both huge events now, obviously, but at the same time, polo was really announced to the world here at Hurlingham Park in 1875.
Disciplines such as dressage, show jumping, eventing, polo, and the horse racing are huge parts of English community and English society. And personally, everybody has wanted to learn to harness this sport and get to know horses. And I really feel that in the UK, out of all the nations out there, we are the ones that have really taken horses to our hearts.
So high tea was bought by my husband for his high goal team in one of the last years that he actually played the high goal. And she was bred by the Queen. She was a seriously good polo pony, and she was played by Charles's professional when he was playing the high goal. She played with his 8-hole professional, who absolutely loved her. And then when Charles stopped playing, I was lucky enough to keep her for myself.
The royal family have played polo, or members of the royal family have played polo for many years, for generations, and so it's authentic. Grandfathers, fathers, sons have all played. So just historically, it's an important part of them. For the Royals, it's something that's come naturally, and then obviously the sport's evolved, but they've still got a link to the sport now, which is hugely important. The royal family still play polo, but more importantly, they're using it as a vehicle to raise important money for their charities.
The Royal Charity Cup is a prestigious charity polo match tournament where His Royal Highness Prince William plays in his team and competes. It's held annually at the most beautiful setting of Guards Polo Club in Windsor, and it has the most iconic backdrop of the Royal Castle, Windsor Castle.
And an afternoon, we're able to raise in excess of £1 million for their chosen charities, and over the last 13 years it's in excess of £14 million, which is just so important to such a wide variety of charities.
It's true that polo is the sport of kings. It's rooted in British nobility. But there's also been an incredible evolution of the game. There's one event in London that captures this evolution perfectly. It mixes tradition, fashion, and talent, and it's unlike anything that you've been to before. Polo is one of the oldest team sports in history, and you can imagine the tradition has been carried on. That's why polo in the park is so unique. It takes that tradition and it mixes it with fashion and lifestyle.
We felt that there was a real need for a new summer season event in the centre of London. You've got Wimbledon, you've got Henley, these wonderful events which were created over 100 years ago. So we felt that we could create a new summer season event that would really, I guess, make the most of the Instagram era, but also bring polo to the heart of London.
Polo in the Park is the Wimbledon of polo. It's set in the heart of London. It's a tournament steeped in history. It attracts people of all ages, all abilities, non-sporting people, A-list celebrities, and then you mix that up with fashion and lifestyle, and you have one unique event. There are 3 days of brilliant polo. Corporate day, a ladies' day, and a family day, with crowds of 10,000 people each day.
Polo in the Park is now one of the largest polo tournaments in the world. Welcomes 6 teams from all around the globe to come and compete, as well as an international match, which this year is going to be England versus USA. It's the dream match for me. It's a dream tournament for me to be able to welcome USA here. There's a huge history between the two teams, stemming over a century. We've played against, England's played against the USA in a variety of Olympic finals when polo was still in the Olympics. It's one of the great rivalries in polo.
For England, Nina Clarkin, Max Charlton and Nacho Gonzalez, and for USA team, Michaela Sirocco, Mackenzie Weiss and Nico Escobar.
It means a lot to represent my country. You know, it's a great honor for me. I've represented my country before in the past, and it's just a huge honor, and I love to do it.
Nico Escobar is a proven player from the United States. He's represented his country many times and at the highest level. He won the silver medal at the FIP World Polo Championships in 2022, and more recently he won the Paris Games Polo Challenge with the USA team, beating France. And on Team England, you had Nina Clarkin. She has a 10-goal women's handicap. That's the highest that you can achieve. She's one of the leading women polo players in the world right now, and she's also an incredible teammate.
I think I am probably so competitive that I just like to win everything. But you know, obviously winning when you're playing for England is a big deal and is really important to me. But pretty much every time I take to the field, I want to play the best that I can and win if I can and perform to the best of my ability.
Polo is one of the only sports where women can compete against men on an equal basis. That's hugely exciting for us, and I think it's something that we've got to push.
It's a real challenge for us when we take to the field to play with and against men, but also that's kind of one of the best things that I love about the sport, is that I can compete and that I can hold my own in that sort of environment.
Nina Clarkin is one of the best women players in the world, definitely top 3 in my opinion. And she's extremely well mounted. And to go up against her and her horses was a real challenge.
I've always believed that if you're good on your handicap and you're the best player for the job, you'll get picked regardless of your age, your sex, whatever. So I think you've just got to work as hard as you can to play to the best of your ability and hope that you get those opportunities.
On the English polo circuit, there are a range of major tournaments, but every player wants to put their name on the British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup.
It is such a difficult trophy to win, so obviously when you do win it, it's so special.
Cowdray is the home of British polo. It was introduced back into the UK after the war by my grandfather. We host the British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup here, which is one of the most prestigious tournaments in the world.
John Cowdray, my late father-in-law, started the Gold Cup in 1955, and it's just gone from strength to strength, really. And I think I'm right in saying that after the Argentine Open, it's the one that all the pros want to win.
The Cowdray Gold Cup has grown in popularity and culture tremendously in the last 70 years. It has firmly established itself as the crown jewel, if you like, of English high gold polo season. Famous names started to compete for it, such as J.M. Moreno, Harriet, Heggie. Even royalty, the late Duke of Edinburgh Prince Philip, used to play alongside Lord Cowdray and Patrick Beresford. And the late Queen would come along and attend and present the cup after the match. All of these things have made this tournament grow and thrive decade after decade. More famous names competing, and it really has become the iconic tournament of the high goal season.
Look, I think with any sports, that national championship is such an important thing, whether that's Wimbledon in tennis or Roland Garros in France within tennis, or whether it's the Open golf, and for the British Open of polo at Cowdray. It's something that anyone who plays polo aspires to play in that tournament. And it's an event that's evolved. It's polo back in the day was a different sport, and it was a closed sport. And as the games have evolved, polo's become a lot more open and available to everyone.
"18 teams competed in this year's Gold Cup, which is truly remarkable. It's one of the biggest entries we've seen for a long time now, showing that the sport is growing. The game's changing, it's becoming faster, it's becoming more and more competitive with all of these new teams. There's also a new wave of players coming through, a young wave of players bringing super talented plays to the field, and the horsepower, wow, the horses are just getting quicker and quicker. After one of the best quarter-final stages we've seen for a long time, there were 4 spaces up for grabs in the semi-finals. Now, we had La Dauphine Great Oaks go straight through. They were undefeated throughout the tournament, and they were Queen's Cup winners, and they were playing King Power. Now, the 3rd and 4th spot taken, Dubai. Now, they were also undefeated, and they were playing Talon Dracus, the Queen's Cup winners. So this was going to be one exciting semi-final day.
Front towards the goal as he slows it down, now cuts it up into the 30. He's being chased every step away as Darachon going back. Perotto, Cambiasso, look at that, and as Perotto stretches the lead, they've got that goal on handicap, now they lead by 2.
Perotto Cambiasso was playing for La Dauphine Great Oaks. Now, he is one of the top players in the world. already, and he's not even 20. Now, he's used to playing in major tournaments and winning major tournaments around the world, from Argentina to America to the UK. He recently won the most prestigious tournament in North America, the US Open Polo Championship, against his dad, the all-time great Adolfo Cambiasso.
If it goes through, that is it. It's through. Semi-finalists go through to finalists. Ladolfina Great Oaks 12-11 in extra time.
We've reached the final once, the quarters twice, but it's the one thing that I've been dreaming of and that I've been working for with the organization for the last couple of years to make a reality. It's obviously a very tough tournament to win because it's the end of the season, and so it really is kind of survival of the fittest. So, I mean, it would be the best feeling in the world to win.
Who will join them? Will it be Dubai? Will it be Talandrakis?
And here come Dubai. They're looking to make it goal number 8. Head to Castagnola, chasing him. They're not going to catch him. Castagnola wants Xavier. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Dubai 8-0 halfway through the second chukker.
Camilo Heta Castagnola was the man leading Team Dubai. Also a young and upcoming emerging player, one of the best in the world. He's only 21 years of age and he has a 10-goal handicap. He won the Gold Cup back in 2019 for Dubai, playing alongside his brother, and he's also won the #1 tournament in the world, the Argentine Open.
Dubai are the stronger side, no doubt. They are the four-man team that are unstoppable at the moment.
Dubai won their semi-final game against Queen's Cup winners Talandrakis in a cracking match, sending the mighty Green Army through to the final spot. So you have got the only 2 undefeated teams in the whole tournament in the final. Ladolfina Great Oaks versus Dubai. Both led by 2 super young, talented players. Heta, who's looking to redeem himself, as Dubai have been finalists for the last 2 years, but he's got to get through his talented cousin Perotto to do so.
There is a very strong community element around polo, as we know. It's not the biggest sport in the world, but I think when people come together from all over the world to view a final or a semi-final, there's a huge community aspect to that. And alongside that, actually here on the estate, you know, polo for the local towns and villages, of which there are quite a few, is very important. It brings a lot of people together, which we're very proud of. I think we're going to have between 10 to 12,000 people turn up on Sunday.
Finals day at Cowdray is truly special. The whole club buzzes with excitement. There are vintage fun fairs, traditional rural crafts, shopping, bars, music. Thousands of people attend, whether it's regular polo spectators or newcomers to the sport. It's the intimacy, it's the iconic, beautiful setting of the castle ruins, the traditions, and really it's a world-class sporting event, which makes it truly remarkable.
I think now seeing this next generation come through, so from Heta to Perotto and a host of other players, the Heggies, what is amazing is for my generation, the people we used to watch, their sons and daughters are now playing. And it's amazing to hear these names, and it's the next generation. The skills on these guys these days at their age is just extraordinary. So to sit there at the start of the match and say who's going to win, it's such a hard thing to do.
And the ball is in play. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
and as he always seems to, Hector Castagnola comes through. It's there with Heggie, the backhand play. It's not pretty, but it's effective. It's the opening score of the 2024 British Open final, and it's Dubai Polo team who get it.
From the outset, Dubai looked on form. They set their stall out from the start. Hector Castagnola scored within the opening minute or two. Then Beltran Laule, his teammate, 17 years of age, slotted in another one.
And this is Beltran Laule with a shot to goal. Beltran Laule with the goal.
So he takes the man and leaves it for Castagnola. Castagnola, the 10-goal player, with the scoop, with the score. Hector Castagnola, what an opening shocker he has had.
Suddenly 3 or 4 goals up, and nothing came back from Ladolfina Great Oaks.
Parotto Cambiasso, we've seen him face adversity a couple of times in this tournament, a couple of goals down, but this is really the first time he's been down by this far.
They added wave and wave of pressure onto Parotto, not allowing him his usual flourishes, not allowing him to break free. And really, I think the cracks and pressure started to appear.
Well, here we go, penalty, Adolfo Parotto Cambiasso. Great strike, up high. Oh, another one. That is another one he's missed. Hector just goes from number 1 to number 4. He's there, he's midfield, he's at the front, he's at the back, and he's just gone round Parotto. Hector Castagnola looks up. Is he going to go himself? He's got a couple of options. He's got a man with a man, so he's going to go a little bit more himself. He cuts through the middle. It's Hector Castagnola. This could be the display that we're always seeing. Hector Castagnola, what a goal, what a run.
The way he can take the ball from one end of the pitch to the other and go around people so easily. You think he doesn't know where he's going, but it's all planned, and his teammates know where he's going too. He really is a unique talent that's playing his own game of polo.
It's gonna go Castagnola!
What a goal!
And is going to get one more chance as well for the 17-year-old player, Beltran Laule. This will be his first British Open, and he wants to finish his final with a bang. Oh, Diego Kavanagh beat him for strength, beat him for speed. How about it? Dubai, they have finished this game in the perfect manner. What a performance it was. It wasn't the close game many were expecting. What a team they are.
Having lost in the final for the last 2 years, mighty Dubai defeated Ladolfina Great Oaks 11-3 to win their 6th Gold Cup title.
Level this year, and well, as he might take his time. Look at him go, Hector Castagnola. What a young player he is. He is a true superstar of this sport, and he will be for years and years to come.
I think English values and traditions are really important to our community. I think they shape who we are and what we do. And we're very proud in England and the UK of our traditions and our celebrations here. We've continued to promote polo over the years, and so it's just fantastic to be a part of something so big in the UK and in